It's now time for What's Up Asheville, sponsored by the City of Asheville, with the host, Mr. Sam Parada, and here he is.
What's up, Asheville? Welcome to What's Up Asheville here on WRES 100.7 FM. I'm Sam Parada, your host as usual, and today we have the lovely Ashley Lavender. She is the Waste Reduction Program Manager for the city. What's up, Ashley?
Hey, glad to be here. Thank you.
Totally. Ashley and I have worked together a little bit recently. It's always such a pleasure to meet with you and talk about everything that you do with the city, and you do a lot. So today I wanted to give you a spotlight as well as the Department of Public Works, which is the department that you work with, more specifically the Sanitation Division, correct?
That is correct.
Correct. So yeah, tell us more about you. Who are you? What do you do? Where you come from?
Sure, would be happy to. Glad to be on the show. Thank you for the invitation. So I have been working in sustainable systems for quite a while now. So I've worked in different capacities, different sectors of the economy, driven by my passion for sustainability. And so when I talk about sustainability, it's a very holistic approach. So it's not just about saving the environment, although that is definitely a central part of it. I'm really passionate about thinking about other systems as well, and how they intersect and where those opportunities exist to make a difference. So I've earned my master's and my PhD and lead Green Associate certification, and I've been working with the city for a little over a year now. I'm very excited to be here. Love my role, and in my role now, I focus on, so as my title suggests, waste reduction programs. So I lead different projects and programs and initiatives as well in partnership with both city partners as well as community folks as well. So working with the community is an essential part of my job. I also offer technical assistance, look for areas of opportunity and how we can best address them. Thinking about the economic side of things as well, thinking about those workers who would be influenced or affected by any measures that I propose. That's really critical as well. And a lot of it is also education based. So in previous roles, I spent a lot of time both in the community as well as on different college campuses, teaching people about different ways that they can make a difference, really focused on the reduction of solid waste and all the different forms that could take.
That's a lot.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, that is a lot of work that you do. And you were one of the lucky few to join us right after Helene. So I bet the beginning of your work with the city has been very rocky, but also very rewarding because, again, you do a lot. And, you were part of the debris collection process, so thank you for that. And if you see social media posts related to public works or any kind of events like food scraps or things like that, that's all Ashley. So you touch so many different things of what the city does. Do you have any favorite thing that you do in your workday or?
That is a good question. Yeah. I really enjoy working with people of different walks of life, both at the city and beyond. So really working with different types of people and hearing their perspectives and hearing how we can work together is very exciting to me. So one of the things that I'm involved with is I co-manage the residential food scraps program. That's in partnership with Buncombe County. That is a program that has gained a lot of momentum. It was already well underway when I started with the city, but it has expanded tremendously, including with the new location at the North Asheville Community Center. So being able to bring that project to life has been really, the project as in terms of an additional site has been really rewarding and has allowed me to work with, for example, Asheville Department of Sustainability, Parks and Rec, and others as well.
Yeah, and so you mentioned that you are also at these events, so you get to meet the community.
Yes, yes, definitely frequently in the community, and without community partners, I couldn't do my job.
Yeah, totally. So let's say that one is not lucky enough to make it to an event and meet you in person. Do you have any hints and tips from you to, about anything that you are very knowledgeable on?
One thing that definitely comes to mind is another exciting development in terms of curbside recycling.
Okay.
So our service provider is curbside management. And so somewhat recently, I would say that they have started to accept cups, different types of cups, I should say. They've expanded their accepted items
Cups.
list. Yes, so we're talking like metal cups, steel and aluminum. We're talking about plastic cups, predominantly clear and translucent cups. Please no solo cups. Please no lids. Please no straws.
So what do we do with the solo cups?
That's great. Unfortunately, landfill. Yes, or even better yet, reusable solo cups are now available.
Yeah,
so
totally.
There's always that option. There you go.
So cups were not a recycled item in the past.
Some cups were, but now we're really working with our partners at our state agencies. So this is North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality.
Okay.
DEEQS is the name of the division or acronym. It's very
Yes.
long. But we work really closely with them. And so we are working on some new outreach materials, which we hope to get out to the public very soon, that will include this information.
Okay.
And also paper cups. I don't want to forget to mention them. As long as there's no styrofoam lining, we can now add those to our curbside bins as well as our city facilities.
Cool. So how does the curbside recycling, is it like a program or like what exactly, how does that work?
Yes, absolutely. So essentially, it is a program that we offer City of Asheville residents. There are other service providers that serve the greater Buncombe County. So for us, we have the blue bins, the roll carts.
Yeah.
So residents are just asked to bring those carts to the streets, and it's a single stream operation. So that means that there's no sorting in advance required for residents, which we hope will decrease the barriers to accessibility and increase participation.
Totally.
With that, though, comes a lot of contamination.
Yeah.
So we see a lot of plastic bags, like grocery bags. We see a lot of plastic clamshell containers. So both of those material types are considered contaminants. But there are alternative disposal methods for recycling, but just please don't put them in your curbside bin.
That's something that I learned about 2 years ago, that those plastic shopping bags are not recyclable. So
Right.
we throw them in the trash now. We don't really...
Well, I have good news for you, Sam.
Great, thank you.
So there is a company called Nextrex.
Okay.
There are multiple local grocers here in Western North Carolina that will accept those materials, including like case wrap, like let's say like the plastic that encases like toilet paper and paper towels,
Right.
bubble wrap, as well as eco mailers that are also made out of bubble wrap. So essentially, all those materials can be taken to a local grocery store. Nextrex is, again, the name of the company, and they have a website with a list of all their partners.
Okay.
But we work with them as well to divert as many plastics as we can during like our hard to recycle events that happen quarterly.
We'll talk about those in a little bit.
Sure, sounds good.
So anything else? Are there any other items that you can think of that is like, oh, it's a myth that this can be recycled, or the opposite way, it's a myth that this cannot be recycled? And something that I also learned and I am very conscious of doing recently is if I'm going to recycle something, I'm going to wash it and get rid of whatever scraps are in it before I put it in. I try to not have liquids in the recycling either.
They, yes, I'm sure the workers responsible for sorting that material are very grateful for those efforts. They certainly do make a difference. So to go back to your other question, I would say, so plastic to-go containers that you oftentimes find like at to-go delis and things like that.
Right.
Unfortunately, at this time, those packages, packaging, I should say, is not recyclable.
Yeah.
Although I do know that curbside management and other local recyclers, I should say, like in this region, are looking for solutions. But one thing that I think throws people off is recycling is a market-driven process. And so it's important that the businesses responsible for sorting that material are able to actually sell that material for in-use manufacturing. So without that kind of key component, then the whole system doesn't work very well.
Well, I didn't know that before.
And also, there was one other part of your question I wanted to quickly go back to.
Yeah.
So in terms of items that you can recycle that some people don't know about, and I'm talking about curbside recycling specifically, would be like pet food, a can. So just like your can of soup, things like that, you can also recycle pet cans. So,
Okay, yeah, good to know. Also wash it before you put
Please.
it in the...
Yes, good reminder. Thank you.
So this was the segment for hints and tips from Ashley on how to recycle. So now let's move on to some of the projects that you're working on, because I know that you have some events, but at the same time you have some projects such as the upcoming Adopt a Street, and this was the project that I sadly don't work with you as much anymore, and this was the project that I left it on. So where are we on that? And even better, what is Adopt a Street? What is that project?
Oh, I love it. So we are really excited that we have revamped the Adopt a Street program that has been in our community for a couple of decades. So the city has focused really hard behind the scenes to figure out a way to make this program easier for participants to buy into it. So essentially what we're asking is that it's a 2-year commitment, and what we are asking is that folks will adopt a city-maintained street, so a half a mile in one direction, and that they would be responsible for cleaning that section of road 4 times a year, and then submit a really short litter sweep report. Those data are super critical to our work. We report those data to multiple agencies, so that's just a small ask of participants. We provide the supplies, so the personal protective equipment, so your vests and whatnot, gloves, bags, etc. And we will be launching that program officially for Earth Month. That is next month already. I cannot believe it's almost
Coming
April.
up. I know.
But we are working in partnership with a lot of different people at the city to make this happen. And it's been a tremendous undertaking, and we're very excited to launch it in just about a week's time.
Totally, yeah. So if I want to adopt a street, I assume I go through you. There's going to be a form that I fill out, and then I don't have to pay anything as a person who wants to participate.
That is correct. And if you would like to have a road sign to recognize your efforts, that is also an option that we offer participants. So yes, and so we're really trying hard to make it as easy as possible, but people are welcome to reach out. We have a dedicated email address for the program, adoptastreet@asheville.nc.gov, and people can also reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to answer any questions they may have.
Great. And so I think that this could be a very fun thing to do with friends. So everyone adopts a street, and at the end of the day, we'll see who did best at cleaning it up.
I love that. And also, I should say, it's open to households, individuals, community organizations, communities of faith, businesses. So lots of different entry points for the community.
Can you give me an example of the equipment given to people to clean up?
Sure, absolutely. So we do offer litter pickers or grabbers, depending on where you're from, to allow for extend your reach and to decrease, the possible negative interaction. Back pain, yes. We want to take care of the people helping us out, as well as safety vests that come in different sizes for people, gloves also that come in different sizes, bags, and if they want, we have a 5-gallon bucket that kind of helps manage some of that material. We do not ask the people sort recycling from trash, largely because most of the recycling that is collected during these types of events they're just too contaminated for them to actually be recycled. So again, we're trying to reduce the ask to increase participation.
Love it. And again, it's a 2-year commitment. So when you sign up, that's a total of 8 times that you're expected to go out. Can people go out more than those 8 times?
Yes, absolutely. We just, again, kindly ask that they submit that sweep report just so we have a sense of the impact and we can track that. And also we would like to acknowledge those groups, not only that are, meeting that minimum requirement, but certainly those who are excelling as well.
So it's a great way to go out and, keep Asheville clean, because Asheville is not a big city, but it's still very large in terms of the size of a city as compared to a human being. So help and join us in making the city cleaner.
We would love for you to join. Yes, please stay tuned for more information for sure.
Totally, yeah, and it's coming up soon because the form as of today, April 25th. This is going to play for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So as of today, April 25th, the form is not yet ready to go out to the public, but very soon.
Yes, exactly.
So just, I guess, keep Googling us, Adopt a Street Asheville, and hopefully that comes up and you can sign up. And if not, again, how can people reach you, Ashley?
Sure. So probably the easiest is email. So that's Lavender, just like the color or flower, at asheville.nc.gov. That's a very efficient way to reach me.
Great.
And just kindly ask that people be as patient as possible because of my field. This is a very busy but exciting time of the year, so it might take me a little bit of time, but each email I get, I do take, I want to be sure to respond and appreciate those messages.
Yeah, and I can confirm Ashley is a good emailer.
I try to be.
Yeah, and if sometime, and it is for everything related to the city, if you email us and it takes some time and you haven't heard back from us, email us again to confirm. As Ashley mentioned, we get so many emails a day, and we have a limited capacity of staff that looks at emails. So, give us some grace, and then we love to hear from you. So, reach out to us again. So that is Adopt a Street. You also have the Harris Cherokee Center Asheville Waste Reduction Project.
Yes, very excited about this project. Again, the inception predates my time with the city. It has been really an honor and a privilege to work with that team. I largely work with their operations team in a couple of different ways. So the idea, as the name suggests, is figuring out ways that we can reduce contamination in the recycling stream and increase recycling. And so there was a couple of challenges that were observed early on in my time working with the operations team. And one of the biggest was just signage. So we worked really hard to develop custom signage. It comes in two forms now. The main form is like your typical printed signage. And the second way is shadow boxes. So with the shadow box, we have actual representative materials in these framed cases that allow people to hopefully see what they're holding in their hands and connect it directly with what's in those boxes to help direct where that material needs to go. We find a lot of the events, especially like musical events, a lot of the materials that are generated can actually be recycled.
Okay.
And so sometimes it's a matter of just figuring out where things go. So we're working on receptacles as well, a lot of like staff training, and we have a couple other exciting initiatives in the works as well that I think will really help us to achieve our goals.
So this is mostly for the Harris Cherokee.
Yes.
As a building.
Yes.
And it's to help both the staff and the public attending to know what to recycle and where it goes.
That's a really good point. Yeah. So it's really, so part of what we're doing is trying to figure out ways to connect with, like you said, the members of the public that are coming to events of different shapes and sizes, as well as working with the staff who are largely responsible for collecting a lot of material post-event. Very impressed. They are a very dedicated team, and they are doing their absolute best to be as sustainable as possible. So it's a very commendable job they're doing.
As someone who has gone to a fair number of concerts, I see it often, and I'm very conscious myself on, okay, if I'm holding something, let me hold it until I can throw it away. And sometimes I get to the trash can, it's like, which one does it go to?
It's a common predicament. That's why I'm here.
Okay. I'm not the only one, thank God.
You're definitely not.
Yeah, so this initiative, this is a really cool initiative. Is there the opportunity for this to go beyond Harris? Is this like a launching point? Because we have so many venues in Nashville. And I feel like they could really benefit from something like this.
Absolutely. That is definitely the long-term vision.
Okay. So
one of the wonderful benefits of working with this particular team is they are connected with different event spaces, not only here in Asheville, but beyond. And we've developed a relationship too with the sustainability manager, one of the sustainability managers in Charlotte. And so we've been able to, exchange ideas and talk through some of the challenges and different ways that those challenges have been addressed. And it's been a tremendous opportunity for everybody, I think. And so using that, like you said, kind of like as a launch point, I think is critical for sure. We're learning a lot in this process.
Yeah.
And I am confident we will continue to learn.
Great. Yeah, no, I really like this initiative. It sounds like very helpful one for people like me who sometimes I'm a deer in headlights and I don't know. I'll just take it home with me and figure it out then. Great. So that's going on right now.
Correct.
Do you have an estimated time on when you think you'll be done? Because it seems like it's kind of hard to track. Like, when do you start? When does it end?
True. That's a really good point. So a lot of changes that we are currently taking into consideration to figure out next steps. I will say that the conversations remain very open. And so I don't really think there'll ever be a distinct endpoint per se, but I think that, in about a year's time, we will have accomplished collectively quite a bit, and we'll probably be ready to focus on other venue spaces.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And then you mentioned it earlier, and we're finally touching upon it, the food scraps drop-off.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes. So this is an exciting program, like I said at the top, that I co-manage with Buncombe County with Cassie Lohmeyer. And with this program, we offer now 9 drop-off sites. So we don't just accept food scraps, although that is our main focus. We also accept spent like floral arrangements. We accept BPI certified compostable packaging. That BPI seal is a critical a graphic, I should say, to look for on packaging before one disposes of any what they think might be compostable at our sites.
So can you give an example of what one of those items could be?
Sure.
Because I don't know what a BPI, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so basically they provide a third-party verification that an item, or I should say a manufacturer that claims a certain packaging type is in fact compostable. Got it. You do have to be mindful that greenwashing is all over, and it definitely has infiltrated our economy. But anyway, so what we do is, or what they do, I should say, is with this certification, it allows us to have a degree of certainty that those materials will be composted fully at a commercial facility. And so the food scraps that we collect at these 9 sites in the county and in the city, and within city limits, then are transported to a commercial composting facility, and that service is provided by Danny's Dumpster at the present moment. And so that's been a long-standing partnership. With that being said, I'm jumping ahead a lot, but it's relevant. We are excited to announce that there will be an event. We've had this annual event now to celebrate this composting program, Spring into Composting. That's going to be happening on Saturday, April 25th, 12:30 to 3:30 at Stevens Lee Community Center. So you need not be a current participant of this program. It does require registration. You can stop by, see one of the drop-off sites. You can see one of the community gardens, talk to us about the program. We're happy to answer any questions that you may have and kind of show you the ropes, if you will.
Do you know all 9 locations off the top of your head?
I think so. There's quite a few, and happy to provide that information. So I mentioned Stevens Lee, so that's the compost shed. We have the North Asheville Community Center. We have East Asheville Library, Leicester Library, Skyland, South Buncombe. We have Murphy Oakley Community Center. We have West Asheville Library. We have the transfer station as well as the landfill, recognizing that's a bit of a drive for most folks, but that might be a possibility for some. And am I missing any, Sam?
I think you're missing one.
I'm missing one. Oh, goodness.
Off the top of your head.
Oh, goodness. I hate to miss one. Anyway, I know it's right there. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, if people do want to reach out to me, I'm happy to provide that registration form, and that has all the information that they need, like locations, specific addresses as well. So I'm happy to supply that.
And I'm sure this information's on the website.
It is, correct.
Yeah, you just Google Asheville food scraps drop off, and you should find the missing location. So give me some examples of stuff that people can drop off.
Sure. Absolutely. So orange peels, eggshells, we do accept meat, which is unique.
Really?
We do not suggest people put meat in their backyard compost.
Yeah, totally.
Largely because of the wildlife in this area. We do not want it to attract bears and others to your backyard. In addition to that, we also take, so I said the compostable packaging, as long as it's certified. Pizza boxes, that's a big one. So pizza boxes is another item that people...
Are pizza boxes not recyclable?
Okay, I'm so glad we're talking about pizza boxes. So the bottom part that's soiled by the grease cannot be recycled, but can be composted at a commercial facility, such as the one we work with. The top part that in most cases it has not been soiled by oil, you can recycle that. It just takes an extra step because you have to rip that part off.
That off, yeah.
Yes, but you can recycle the tops.
And if you have a compost, let's say I have compost bin in my backyard, can I take that bottom one and put it in there? Do I need to take steps to make it compostable?
You can. It might take a while to degrade. I do recommend bringing it
to what drop-off site?
One of the drop-off sites. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay, if you're a pizza lover,
yes,
like me, don't recycle the bottom of the pizza if it has oil and stuff.
Yes.
Good to know. Okay,
yes.
I'm making life difficult for some of the people in the recycling processing then.
We live and learn.
Good to know. Yeah, totally. Thank you for that. That's actually very informational. I didn't know that at all.
Good.
Anything else in terms of drop-off that what are some items, give me some more of those items that you think like, I can recycle this, and turns out, no, just kidding, go drop it off.
In terms of recycling, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we see commonly. I think I pretty much mentioned the main things that we see that don't belong, but going back to composting for a moment, as long as we can accept produce of all shapes and sizes, we just ask that people, if possible, cut them up a little bit and also remove the labels. So produce labels are considered a source of contamination. So we just ask
stickers, the Chiquita stickers or whatever.
That helps tremendously. I have been to multiple composting facilities, and you will see stickers everywhere. So becomes a problem. So that's one thing I would say. And also, so one thing that's really helpful is if you do contain your scraps in a bag, please make sure that bag is also BPI certified compostable.
And when you say BPI, it says this item is BPI certified or something.
And again, happy to supply information to anyone who's interested in learning more. But that's a helpful tip there, I would say. And let's see here. Coffee grinds. Or grounds, and also coffee, like the filters themselves, tea bags, but please remove staples. So think about anything that's not organic in nature. We kindly ask that people don't put in those drop-offs.
Great, perfect. Okay, so food drop-off. You said there was an event coming up for that on April 28th.
There's actually two that are food related. Yeah, so the one I mentioned first was Spring into Composting with Buncombe County, and that will be on the 25th. We also have the Food Waste Solutions Summit, WNC, happening on Tuesday, April 28th. That's open to the public as well. There are different ticket tiers for people, and that's a great opportunity to learn who's working in the sustainable food system space and what areas of opportunity exists and how people can plug in. And so the city is a sponsor of that summit as well, and that's at AB Tech.
Okay, thank you. And we're running out of time, but I did want to go over one last thing. You have a bunch of events, for example, Hard to Recycle, Truck City, Earth Month is coming up, the Spring into Composting. Are these events listed on the website?
Not necessarily yet, but we are going to be publishing an Earth Month calendar of events in a local paper, and will be available on, I would imagine, on social media as well.
Yes.
So, happy to provide that as well.
Follows, and you make some really nice graphics with information on it, what you can usually recycle or not. For the hard to recycle one, like drop-off computers or something.
Yes.
It's free with an asterisk. There are some items that do require a small fee, but most items are free to recycle when you drop them off.
Yes, and we can recycle a very wide variety of materials, and I can provide an updated accepted items list upon request as well. It is rather lengthy, so I do recommend reaching out, and I can send that over email.
It looks like a TSA security, like what can I bring to the airplane or not?
It's extensive, for sure.
I've seen it. All right, great. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Again, I love spending time with you and talking to you and learning everything. You're very passionate about what you do, so that really translates into when you say it to someone. I definitely learned a lot of stuff today. And I was not planning on it.
Good. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. I am delighted to share the work that we're doing.
Totally. Well, that's all the time for today. Again, thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time on What's Up Asheville.
Thank you.
You've been listening to What's Up Asheville, sponsored by the City of Asheville in collaboration with WRS 100.7 FM. This program will re-air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30. Thank you for listening.